Hi, everyone. I missed you. I missed connecting with you last week because now we're doing the word of the weeks every other week. But the word forgiveness was a juicy one to sink into. And since I last got together with you, I had the privilege of speaking to the Northern New England Parks and Recreation Association. And while I did my normal communications coaching, I also did a class on the fear factor, which is one of the classes that I teach. And I love to encourage people that fear doesn't have to run your life, that fear is a fact. Fearless living is a lie. But if you can change your relationship with fear from an adversarial position and call it for what it is, you can make really positive changes in your life. And so at the end of this speech, it didn't happen once. If it happened 10 times, women, particularly women, came up to me and said, I heard what you said and it's really freeing, but I. And it was a whole host of reasons why they have failed. And instead of taking the message and saying, okay, from this point on, I'm not going to let fear run my life, they were busy looking over their shoulder with regret at how many times fear had won the day, that fear had been the bully on the playground that kept them from enjoying life. And I thought to myself, wow, we are all just so hard on ourselves, aren't we? And all I would say over and over again is, you're being hard on yourself. I know, I know, I know. And so with this last pass at the word forgiveness that we've been settling into for 2 weeks, I ask you a question. Are you being hard on yourself? Are you not giving yourself a pass when you would give anybody else in that position one? I say that this forgiveness, the real juggernaut, is looking at ourselves in the mirror, saying, yep, I did this, and yep, I did that, and yep, but you know what? Until you know better, you can't do better. And sometimes it takes time in life to know better. Boy, when I look back on my church experience, and if any of you have read my blogs, you know I was in a toxic church experience. And for years, it was like I was sleepwalking, listening to people who I thought knew better than me. And people got hurt as a result. I could kick myself for the rest of my life about those wasted years, except for the fact that when I knew better, I did do better. So why hold ourselves so accountable to perfection when not one of us can pass that test? I think it's time to set yourself free, and I hope you will. I'm not saying it's easy, but by not forgiving yourself, you're holding yourself hostage to a life that has a dark cloud over it. And because of that dark cloud, that's what you attract. Let him without sin cast the first stone. So stop stoning yourself. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now, but I hope you got the point. And I'm asking for a word that will take us through the end of this first month of the year. What is the word we need to finish out the month of January? Holy Spirit, lead my fingers. And the answer is clarity. Whew. Clarity is awesome because when you can see and hear clearly, when you know what to do. I had a friend say to me recently, well, if you don't like it, just change it. And I've been known to do that in my life, as you all know. I'm not afraid to mix things up. But I'm not going to move until I know for sure. Sometimes it takes years, but when I know for sure, I move. And so this is a call to know for sure, because I'm not going to ever advocate for any of us to jump from the frying pan into the fire, to just because things are a little uncomfortable or you're not happy or a bit disgruntled right now in a particular situation. Don't quit your job, don't quit your marriage, don't quit your friendship, don't quit going to the gym. What is it that you could quit without really thinking it through? Don't do it until you have clarity. Now, here's what the deal is with clarity. With clarity, you know, and you can see a path forward. Until you have clarity, all you see is a forest filled with trees. But when you have clarity, all of a sudden you can look at that same forest and there's a path forward. So my prayer for all of us this week is, as we look at our forests, our respective forests, that where we need to move, make a move, we will see a path forward clearly. I like that. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for staying with me, and please say hi in the comments because I do miss you. Have a great week.